Okay, so now we are going to be talking about irregular first and declension nouns. So we've already discussed the regular first and second declension nouns. So we've discussed time, meaning honor, logos, meaning, logos, which is the second declension noun, meaning word, reason, or story. And we've discussed dendron, which is a second declension neuter noun. However, there are a handful of first declension masculine nouns. So masculine nouns, as we've discussed, are second declension, but there are some first declension ones. And I'm going to go through those with you today. So let me just write that down so you can understand. First declension masculine nouns. Okay. And so the example that we're going to use is nautes. So it actually goes like a sort of pretty regular first declension noun, but it's masculine, and all first declension nouns are pretty much feminine, so it's irregular in that sense. But I'm just going to write out all the different cases and how it goes in each of them. So nominative, accusative, genitive, dative, and obviously nominative, accusative, genitive, and dative. So it goes nautes in the nominative, nauten, nautu, nauter, nautai, nautas, nautone, nautais. So, as you can probably tell, it's all pretty regular in terms of the fact that it's first declension, except these forms, as and u. So usually the nominative singular of a first declension feminine noun is just like timer, right? Or oikia, or the alpha. But nautes has a sigma, so that's irregular, and then obviously nautu is also regular because that looks kind of masculine. So those give you the indication that it's actually masculine and not feminine. Oh, and by the way, I should say nautes means sailor. I don't know if I mentioned that already. So the vocative I haven't mentioned, but the vocative is nauta with an alpha. So that's something to bear in mind. Other nouns that go the same way as nautes that are first declension masculine include poietes, meaning poet, polites, meaning citizen, and stratiotes, meaning soldier. So these are your key examples. And then there's one more, which is neanias, which means young man. And because it has this vowel here, this iota, instead of being neanies, like nautes, poietes, polites, and stratiotes, it's neanias with an alpha. But apart from that, it will be the same. So it will be neanias, neani, neanian, neaniu, neania, neanii, neanias, neonian, neaniais. So all the same, apart from the fact that it has an alpha. Unfortunately, however, there is another group of irregular nouns. So we've discussed first declension masculine nouns, but there's also a group of second declension feminine nouns. feminine nouns. Because, of course, we've only talked about second declension masculine and neuter nouns. But there are actually a few feminine ones. So they decline as though they're second declension masculine, but actually they're feminine. So an example of this is nosos. Oops, what have I done there? Nosos, meaning disease. Okay? So it goes exactly like how it would if it was masculine. So it would go nosos, noson, nosud, noso, nosoi, nosus, noson, nosoi. So I'm not going to write it all down because you know how second declension nouns go. But the key is that it's he nosos. It's feminine. So in that regard, it is irregular. And then other ones that go like it include nersos, which is actually, which looks a lot like nosos, but this means island. It's a bit of a coincidence that they look exactly the same and they're both second declension feminine nouns, but there we go. We have hodos, hair hodos, which means road or journey. And we have biblos, hair biblos, meaning book, hence the word Bible. But yeah, definitely you have to watch out for nosos and nersos because they look identical, but they have different meanings.